Everybody. This is Mike, and I'm back to talk a little bit about the REI 4th of July sale. I would have done this a little bit earlier. The sale actually started earlier this week. Been a bit busy here. So now I have a little bit of free time, and we're going to take a look at some of the deals that are going on at REI. Now, I had already picked up some stuff on order, so things are coming in a little bit later. And that's mostly because I'm gearing up for more biking stuff. I apologize for a little bit of this background sound here. It's because it's hot today. And I have the AC on full blast. So it's running on right behind me. Speaking of AC, I'm going to take a look at the EcoFlow Wave. Because that was on sale last time. Let's see what the price is on. Oh, unfortunately, it's not on sale this time. So last time was the better time to get it. All right. Shop all the deals. So I jumped into REI and I did see a lot of really great deals that I might not have already noticed already on the website. So there's some benefit to going into the store just to check out things, particularly for clothing items. If you don't know the sizing that you are looking for a particular brand, you need to try some things out. But I'll just start out with this. There are about 6,327 products that are available for purchase on the deals here. Now, every once in a while, you will find out that the inventory system at your local REI is not going to be completely matched with what is available on the website. I think there's just a little bit of a time sync delay or something. So sometimes if it is sold out, according to your store, let's just say my store is Sunnyvale, they only have 1,245 items available in stock of the July 4th sale items, according to this. But sometimes, someone returns something or they get new inventory and that inventory does not get put directly onto the website. So getting into the store, sometimes you may be able to find it. And then what's strange is other times you'll find it better online. So if you're looking for something, please use my link. I am an REI affiliate. That just means that if you use my link, I get a percentage of most of what you get on REI. And that really helps me out with my channel. Okay, let's get going here. These are what REI thinks are some of the better deals. And I have to agree, some of these are. I'm going to disagree with some of the other ones. So we'll just take a look at, we'll see how long I can talk about some of these deals before I get super thirsty and need to take a break. All right, the co-op cycle is Generation 1.2. If you are thinking about going out biking or cycling and you feel like you need that extra oomph, the co-op cycles Gen 1E, 1.1, and 1.2 are on sale at a really decent price. The sale has been going on and off for the past several months now. And I honestly don't know why I don't see more people riding these, because at $1,500 for what you get is a really decent deal for something that you can get serviced at REI, because obviously the co-op cycles is an REI brand. REI is a co-op, in case you didn't know. It's like a quasi co-op. Oh, before you can shop some of these deals, of course, you got to be a member. REI co-op member lifetime is $30 right now, and oftentimes they have promos where if you sign up for the REI co-op membership, you get like already a percentage off right away or something like that. It's trust me, it's worthwhile if you do want to shop at REI. And there's some really great reasons. Now, I feel like REI, a lot of things are, I want to say for the cheap person in me, overpriced. If you look around everywhere for these particular name brands, they're all the same price. They're all set at the same price. So if you want to go cheap, for instance, when I wear outdoor stuff for just hiking, I don't buy a lot of the fancy shirts anymore because I'm more of a casual hiker, not a full-on hike every other day type of person. I was more like that in college. Okay, what I'm saying is that when I shop, I usually shop the sales. And I think you should too. Everybody should shop the sales, because when the sales kick in, it's really not that bad. And for case in point here, this is 21% off at $14.98 for a good e-bike. This one is more of one of those types of e-bikes that is multi-purpose. So it's not exactly for road cycling. It's not exactly for off-roading. It's not exactly for touring, but it does a bit of everything there. And it has a good motor, very famous brand motor, name brand motor that is used on some of the better e-bikes out on the market. This will get you up to 20 miles per hour. It's a class 1 pedal assist e-bike. That means you don't use the throttle at all. You just pedal and it moves you. Okay, 350 watt motor is decent because it provides 80 newton meters of torque, which is probably more power than the average cyclist can do. It's definitely more power than the average cyclist. I think the average, let's just say the average American cyclist might pull maybe 40 newton meters continuously. And maybe for climbing up hills, maybe they might go up to 80, but only for a short period of time. But keep in mind, I feel like the average American is out of shape. That's just my opinion. It depends on where you live, of course. And this set will get you up the hills with a hub drive motor from Bafang. Now, the difference between this one and a little bit of a cheaper one, I don't even know if they have the other one in stock anymore. Co-op Cycles E1.1. If they do, oh, here we go. They do. So for some reason, the 1.1 is not as popular as 1.2, even though this is a $300 savings. There are maybe a few major differences. You notice this one does not have a front rack. All right, so that's one thing. You will notice that this one comes in more colors. I don't know why. I think the 1.2 should have its own thing, but for instance, the orange is exclusive to the 1.2. I don't know. Hey, look at me. Where some of these colors, such as the lime green, are exclusive to the 1.2. Whereas the 1.1 has other colors, which I think are nice too. Okay. It's missing the rack. It's got a smaller battery. And from my understanding, the battery is a little bit smaller. So it's 11.6 amp hours versus, I think 14, somewhere around 14 amp hours here. 14 amp hours. Now, these batteries are interchangeable, so you can get these batteries separately, but I do believe that the battery itself is $500 for the battery here, for the 1.2. And you can special order that. I don't see it on the website on here, but you can just talk to REI and get that done, or you can find a compatible system to put in there. And these have really decent pick up and go, and there you can ride them just about anywhere, with the exception of certain state park trails now where they say, hey, you can't have any electric e-bikes on there. But yeah, this will carry your camping gear if you need to get to a camping site. I think that'd be great. Rather than pull it on a trailer, you just got to get a bunch of tie downs to tie it on the racks. And for I don't know if you guys priced out real bikes, but at these prices, solid. Okay, so that makes sense why that's the number one thing. And it seems like they just made too many of them during COVID. To be honest, I think they made too many of them. They really thought they were going to sell more, but there's so much competition right now. Okay, let's go back to Shop All Deals here. Let's see what some of the top recommended things are. Oh, so this is sort by best match. I want to take a look and see what's best selling. Best selling, and then I'll move on to percentage off. So best selling items, the tents, that's right. The REI co-op tents are 40% off, which is a ridiculously good price because REI co-op tents are actually pretty decent. For most people, unless you're doing four season camping, hiking, backpacking, all that, the REI co-op stuff is really typically very highly rated. I haven't tried this newest version. I have the previous version. Used it on a bike packing trip, and it was good. No problems. Although I will say the SL2 Plus is really more for one person in gear. Two people, I feel like you're just going to have to be really comfortable with each other. You only have a little bit of wiggle room when you go in there. I do like their colors. The one I have is boring green. and they at least have like blue heaven and orange ochre. Let's see, 3-person to, okay, so this is 33.75 square feet. See, for whatever reason, I seem to have a lot of gear. I like to spread it out to organize things better, and I don't typically like to leave a lot of stuff outside of the tent, unless shoes and stuff, leave it outside the tent. I usually like leave it inside the tent unless I'm in bear country. Obviously, with that, you'll need to do something about the food and the scents, and tie that far away from you. So I think this is for one person for me. 2 people might get the SL3 Plus, which is also on sale because when I was looking at the sale, it's 40% off all of REI co-op tents. So it's really great that this is in stock. But again, keep in mind, this is really for one person and gear, or 2 people, minimal gear, or leave the gear outside. Have never used it in rainstorm, in case anybody was wondering. All right, boat. The boat has the inflatable stand-up paddleboard. I've never been on one. I don't know. Apparently, this is top rated, and you get 15% off. Looks like it has everything that you need for $424. That's not a sport that I've gotten into yet. I hear that it's really good. So the Wolf inflatable stand-up paddleboard with paddle and all this stuff here. I think, is that a pump? Did they even give you a pump? No, I think the pump is sold separately. So you will need to get a pump on top of this too. Yeah. Oh no, it has a hand pump. All right. I suggest getting a better pump just because. This is nice. The Ignite Gas Growler Deluxe. It's a nice to have. It's like one of those fancy things that you don't really need but want. So I think this is one of those things that makes a great gift. It's basically a 5-pound propane tank with this protective rubbering around. It's got the logo and it's got this nice case and it's got a propane adapter. So realistically, this is priced about right, I feel. Because if you get this separately, this is about $40 to $50 for a 5-pound propane tank. You get this adapter, that's maybe like $20, $15, $20, and then you add another $20 for a case, and you're right around this price. $150, I feel like it's a bit overpriced, but for $89, I think it's decent because retail price, I think this would be like $60 plus $30. That's really $90 plus you get a free case. Either way you look at it. The case is not bad. This is not real leather. This is vinyl, by the way. And you actually have what appears to be places where you can strap things on here. I don't really see too many people doing that. But it's a nice way to carry your tank around, keep it protected, keep your stuff protected. And it's just overall a pretty nice gift for someone. Particularly if you are car camping, because carrying around a 5-pounder is going to be a lot better than carrying around a 20-pounder. Okay. So the best seller. Oh, good. So the Gen E 1.2 looks like they're selling pretty well. People figured out it's a good price. Now, again, with one of these, I do want to mention one other thing. Someone was asking me the other day whether or not, so I have an e-bike for sale. It is the Engway EP2 Pro that I did a video on and did a video review. And they were asking whether or not it was pedal assist or throttle. And for that one, it was both, which is great because sometimes when you're at an intersection or somewhere, you just can't get the pedal power going. Having the throttle is good. For something like this, since it's pedal assist only, if you want to add throttle to it, that's going to be a separate thing, and that will change the classification of the bike. It will change into class 2. And that really only matters in terms of legally where you can ride a class 1 versus class 2 versus class 3 versus a different classification, like an e-moped, for instance. So once again, REI co-op tents are all 40% off. Never tried this before. I've seen it in store. It seems really nice, and it definitely seems enough for 2 people and 2 kids. That's why it's a Wonderland 4 tent. Looks like kayaks are selling well too. $279.39 for this kayak. This one is the Yakima Stage 2 bike hitch rack. It's expandable to 4. I just want to highlight this one a little bit. This seems to be one of the more premium designs, hence that's why you pay so much more for it. And reason why this is more popular, I believe, is this is a copy of a very popular design, and I don't remember the name of it right now. Kind of like a clone or a copy of a better idea of a bike rack. Now, what is awesome about this is that it doesn't touch the frame of your bike. So you got one of those fancy bikes, you don't want your paint scratched up, or you got a carbon fiber bike or something. This one straps right onto the wheel. So it holds you in by the wheel. Let's see if I can get a picture of it here in terms of the wheel. Yeah. See, it holds it down by the wheel like on a bus. And from what I've seen, it's fairly simple to operate. I think some of the negatives people are saying for the brand, one of the more original brands that cost over twice as much as this, or maybe 3 times as much as this, is that this doesn't feel as industrial heavy duty because it uses some plastic parts. And that's understandable because they're probably thinking some of this plastic stuff is good enough for most people, and they're probably right. But if you don't mind spending twice as much, you can get one of the original ones. And if someone really is interested in that, I'll put a link down below once I find it. But this is a decent compromise, and it's by Yakima. So if you are in a Yakima system, you can use the same keys across all the board and keep all your stuff Yakima. Now, unfortunately, I went Thule, or fortunately, unfortunately, I went with Thule, one of the main competing brands in this space. And so I'm on the Thule system, but who knows? Maybe I might switch to the Yakima system because they do have some really good things. Nemo Tensor Ultralight Insulated Sleeping Pad. This was not bad. This was great for bike packing, at least when I did it. I haven't taken it camping yet, but it really was decent. I don't have any real complaints about it. And it was fairly sturdy for me on my trip. Although I do believe that I got it cheaper than this price directly from Nemo. Yeah, I can believe that. Directly from Nemo. If you go to Nemo Equipment, let's see, Nemo. Okay, if you go to Nemo Equipment, right here, the gear outlet. Shop the gear outlet. So sometimes I get the past season styles. Okay, so they don't have any of them here now. But I was able to get the past season stuff for cheaper. And that's a great way to get some of this gear is either go to an outlet, in which case REI has one as well. Okay, and they do have a promo as well for members. You get $20 off $100 plus REI outlet purchase. So the most you can get for 20% off if you buy a $100 item using this code. And it looks like it's out for July. So basically it also ends on July 4th. So that's one way to get it. You can get it through the outlet as well. But this is also on sale. And I think this is just a good sleeping pad. It makes sense why they're selling pretty well. Or you can go to the REI garage sale under used gear. And you can get this if you don't mind used gear. Sometimes it's well used. Sometimes it's lightly used. Sometimes it looks like they didn't even use it at all, which makes sense because I've definitely purchased some stuff here in REI. And I just literally tested it in the living room and found out that it wasn't working for me. And then I sent it back. And then it will end up in a REI garage sale. And when I return things, I'm upfront about it. And then they classify it whichever way it is. Because I swear that I purchased some stuff that was practically new. Like I couldn't tell from new. Like I bought new items from Amazon where I received them. It looks like they really should have been marked down as good condition because it was clearly used or damaged somehow. I've seen this in store. This is pretty good. REI Co-op Sahara Shade Hoodie. I don't own one yet. You know what? I totally forgot about this. And I think I'll get one. It is 95 plus degrees here today up here in Sunnyvale. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to get one of these colors. Which, here's the thing about a lot of these sales. The most popular or the most general bland colors are the ones that are not on sale in this case. So that's why I end up with a lot of orange things. Because look, I figure if I'm going to get something, I'm going to get a color that's visible if I'm out hiking somewhere, right? Just to be on the safer side. Doesn't matter where you're at. Just to be more visible. At least to other people, if not bears. So not so much because they're hungry. You want to make a lot of noise and appear bigger than you are. But yeah, suffice to say, I've shopped a lot of these things and got a lot of orange stuff. So there's the REI Co-op Sahara Shade hoodie. And this is good for sun protection that you're definitely going to want. And also water sports. Apparently this version is. $34 seems okay. $50 seems overpriced, at least to me. But I do shop a lot of stuff at Costco because I get some really great deals. And it reminds me of this Hang 10 sun shirt that I got for like $10. Great deal. Okay, another REI Co-op tent, Base Camp 4. This one looks like it's better for windy conditions. 40% off, man. 40% off for REI Co-op tents. Really good deal. Here's the one that I recommend for 2 people. The SL3 Plus. Again, 2 people for the SL3. I think that's more per 2 regular sized, potentially slightly overweight people in SL3. I say that because according to BMI Index, I am overweight. Crazy to me anyways. Camp Dreamer XL. This is very comfortable. That's actually a really good price. Fun fact, I've slept on one of these for over 100 nights, and it is as comfortable as I feel you can be without being on a real mattress for the size of it. So 107 is a really good deal for this. So 40% off. I wonder if all their self-inflating beds are 40% off too, because their co-op tents are 40% off. Maybe. This also Cutthroat GRX 600 bike. This is a good deal. It's 20% off. This is not exclusive to REI. I looked into this because I just got a gravel bike, and it's rough. The gravel bike I got is roughly around the same price, and this is roughly the same quality, similar quality as well. And for a carbon frame and fork for under $3,000 is pretty awesome. But again, this is not exclusive. It's just that if I were you, rather than getting it through Salsa Direct, for instance, get it through REI, because look, they have all these sizes available right now, and they'll build it for you, professionally build it for you, and then they'll give you a whole year, I believe, of free adjustments. 1 year, or as many times as you need. Although keep in mind that REI does get a little bit busy during biking season, which is fair weather season. Here in California, it's a lot more often than other times. I haven't actually seen this in person, but if you look at the componentry, it's impressive. You know, you got the RX 600 for the shifters, RX 812s for the rear derailleur. It's got 11 speeds, which is just about all you need, unless you are doing some heavy duty bike packing and you don't have legs for it. So Shimano GRX all around. Carbon fiber, weighs 24 pounds and 3 ounces. The one I have is just around the same weight as well. But I gotta say, I'm really happy with mine. Otherwise, this one would have been the one I would have gotten. I have dual chain rings in the front derailleur, so I actually have 22 gears. But you just need a single. I've found that I've only been using a single anyway, but I haven't actually taken it out bike packing yet with a bunch of gear on it. I think one of the more impressive things about this Salsa bike is they got mounts everywhere. You got them here on the fork. See these mounts here? All on the fork here. You got all these mounts over here, customized, so you can really adjust where you attach things here. And then you have them up here and up here. Whereas on my bike, I just have bottle cage carrier like right here and over here. I could have gotten with this one. This might have overall ended up being better deal. In fact, I might still consider it. because the one I got does not come with as many sizes. I basically have a small, medium, large, and extra large, and I'm in between. So this might be something to check out for me personally. So if you're thinking about a gravel bike, I think this is one of the better ones under $3,000. REI co-op tents, all 40% off. Jenny 1.1. These look like really good boots, honestly. $25% off. You can't argue with that. And 211 positive reviews. Nemo Disco Tent. Haven't tried this. I think I actually have one. No, actually I don't. I never did end up getting one of these lower temperature tents because they're in California. I'm not going out way out into the mountains in the snow. Not anytime soon anyway. Kayaks on sale still. This looks fast, honestly. Say 15% off. This is not bad. I do see a lot of returns on these, and I'm not sure why. Maybe you got to look at the weight ratings. Some people have definitely ripped these things up. 250 pounds. Okay, that makes sense. Kelty Discovery Base Camp Bundle for $161. This is more for a casual, just go every once in a while camping. I think that's a really great deal. But I feel like they've had this sale just last year for a very similar package. Actually, it might not have been from Kelty. So take that back. So I don't know too much about what makes the difference between some of these kayaks. So someone out there that can just explain to me a little bit about why this kayak is worth more than this kayak. Other than that, this one looks a lot faster. Because look, it's just sharper and longer and bigger. It's probably faster. That's probably why we all love speed. I'm not looking too far deep into it because I don't look like I'm kayaking soon. I don't have too much experience with that other than the rental kayaks, and we just take whatever they give us anyway. Here's a general entry level. Looks like a general entry level gravel bike for $800. For someone that doesn't know much about anything or bikes, this looks like it'd be decent. Like it looks like it's a good bike to let you know whether or not you are going to be interested in gravel biking. And if you are, chances are you'll upgrade to the $3,000 model. This one looks decent for $800. Just to give it a shot, give it a try. Looks like the set is Shimano Claris R2000. I'd like to believe that is more entry level as far as gravel bikes go. But the weight is 26 pounds. That's not much more than before. I think it's just about durability. A lot of this is just about durability. Because this is an 6061 T6 alloy frame. Higher grade aluminum. Of course. I love the name of the stuff. Salsa names her stuff. The Salsa Cowbell is the handlebar. Looks like a standard, good enough entry-level gravel bike for 20% off. That's not bad. This one has been on sale for a while. This is actually a really good bike for around town and in the city. I just really think that REI just ordered way too many of these. Not just these, but the city bikes in general. And for $2,200, I think you do get what you pay for. But for those that haven't test ridden one of these, you just wouldn't know just by looking at it compared to some of the cheap third name, I want to call lower tier drop shipped bikes, e-bikes. And I feel like for a lot of people, especially since if you are getting into your first e-bike and you want to spend less, you get lesser quality components. I'll tell you that right now. But for a lot of people, they just don't care. They can't tell the difference. This is above the entry level, the Alivio. I'm not sure about the Acera, but the Alivio is just a step above. But this is good componentry. You're definitely getting what you paid for. I feel like $26.99 is way too much, but the $21.58 is a decent price for the City 2.2. But most people probably get by with something cheaper than that. And yeah, I can't say I blame them. I guess that explains why these things are not selling as much like hotcakes, particularly this season, whereas the City 1.2s, which has more utility and easier for people to jump on and ride, is better. But this is a torque sensor, which is going to be a lot more natural to pedal and bike away. And it definitely feels like an extension of you, the bicyclist, as opposed to the City 1.2. It feels like there's a delay in when you're pedaling and when it goes. There's a slight delay. And that's a differentiator between the pedal assist and the premium brands that have the torque sensor on here, which this is. Torque sensor is just a lot harder to implement. It's just a lot more complicated. Don't know anything about the child carrier. It's $225. You want to bring your child up on a hiking trip? This looks like it's the one. Looks like it's got really decent protection up there from the sun. Here's another salsa bike. This is the Warbird GRX 810. This is higher level componentry by a decent margin because it is way more expensive than the other one. So I didn't look this far into even fancier, but if you look at it, it's all RX 810s, GRX 810s. So that's what you're getting, is you're paying a lot more for that. I don't know about the Class 5 vibration reduction system. That's something interesting to take a look at. I don't know how that works, but I guess I'll find out about it and I'll talk about it next time. It is compatible with electronic drivetrains, but I don't believe at this price range you get those. Yeah, I don't think these are electronic, but that's cool. That's like a cool upgrade you could do later. Rack lock seat collar is not included. Internal sleeves, yeah, so that's what you get for these higher price ranges. You get less cables dangling around everywhere. But that was true of the last one too, that we looked at for a little bit cheaper. Look at the weight savings though, but that's probably all the componentry. So overall, you got something that's, by the time, okay, so the 26-pound version was $900. Not as durable, not as nice, right? And then the one that was just $2,700 was what, around 23, 24 pounds? You save another 2 pounds, costs you, what was the other one, 2,800? Something like that. This costs you over $700 to $800 more to save 2 more pounds. And I don't know, is that worth it to you? Save 2 pounds. A 2 pound savings could mean that you could bring something else more, or you just be that much faster. It's up to you. This is a pretty neat sleeping pad. It looks like for 2 people that are very comfortable and close together, or one really big person or some person that rolls around. Although I think these are one of those things you want to try in person, but if you want to be really lazy about it, what you do is you order a couple of them, try them out in the living room, and send back the ones that you don't think are comfortable enough or worth the price. And that's totally okay with REI. But for the returns, I do suggest you bring them back in person because they charge you shipping to ship them back, of course. A lot of REI co-op stuff. Look, a lot of good part of the REI co-op stuff. The sleeping bags and the tents and the accessories for the tents are all 40% off. I haven't tried the Kingdom Cot 3. I just don't see a point for me personally because of how bulky it would be, but it does look really comfortable. It's 30% off. Front loader upright bike mount. Personally, I don't see the point of these unless you're going somewhere really close to bike and you have a really lightweight bike, like you paid a lot to have your bike lightweight to put on top. There's just so many things that can go wrong, and it cuts back on fuel efficiency so much. I just don't think it's worth it. I think what's nice about it is the price. It's $150 for a name brand, decent one that will definitely hold your bike. I just don't see myself using one. So hence I just can't recommend it. But I see people using them. What I guess a lot of the terror I have is if I put up my $3,000 bike up top, and for whatever reason I forget and I go underneath one of those parking garage places, God forbid, there goes your bike. There goes your bike, there goes your rack. You probably damage your roof rack system up here too in some sort of way. Yeah, I just don't think you should do it. Trail Made 2 backpacking bundle. 40% off for the Nemo as well. Nemo stuff seems to be priced really high though. So 40% off feels like, I personally feel like a lot of Nemo stuff, they should just generally be priced 40 to 50% off. And then on sale. But granted, a lot of Nemo stuff is like you can't get some of the designs anywhere else. They seem to have some of the best designs in many cases. So yeah, you are paying for that. But I think for the average person, you really don't need to, unless you really want to go premium. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with just going premium. Enjoy your outdoors. Sometimes, the last time I did the tent trip was last year in October with my friend Lawrence. And I think he just called me out on it. He's like, yeah, camping is really great because you get to bring out all your cool camping gear. And so Nemo equipment, yeah, there's got a lot of cool stuff under the Nemo brand. Quick CX4 women's bike. Strangely enough, for the Cannondale bikes at least, the lower the number, the more premium the features. So this would be more of their entry level hybrid bike, I believe. This is what's considered hybrid bike, which is good enough for most people. If you want to get more serious, then you get the CX3, 2, or 1s, which the price is more than double at I believe level 1. Don't know anything about the Alta Vista jacket. 30% off though. Not bad overall. Zero Dry GTX in a wet environment. Have never tried that before. Don't know anything about that. This is cool, but I do believe that I got a cheaper price than this 1 year. And it really is a nice hammock stand. This, of course, is the similar class of the bike that I have. I guess it's so cheap that they can't show. They can't. Okay, I just have to see what it is. Let's see. Oh, $19.50? No. Let me see what the price is of this one. I think I just added it, right? No, I didn't. So I have the Brompton. And the model that I have is this one. It's very similar to this one, except it's flame lacquer. Ooh, $15.59. Wow. That's a good deal. That's definitely why they couldn't post the price, because even though Brompton maybe authorized a sale, they don't want it advertised. $15.59 is a really good deal, guys, for this bike. Only get this bike, I feel like, if you are really limited space, want something that folds crazy small. Man, that's such a good price. Who knew? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have gotten mine until later if I knew that this price would be this low. This is a really good deal. This is probably the lowest price that I've seen from a Brompton dealer. As long as you can deal with the black lacquer version. And the black lacquer version is recommended because the paint really shows the craftsmanship of the welder. So you can see how you can see through it. Look at the welding job that these guys do. These are all, of course, hand welded and hand built in London or England. And they're just beautiful bikes, purposely built for travel, portability, foldability, and they ride okay. Like for a folding bike, they ride okay. You will know that you're riding a folding bike. Don't get me wrong. But I do really like my Brompton. And if I wasn't a little bit more addicted to speed, I'd ride it more. And if it wasn't so darn expensive, I'd leave it in my car more just so that I can take it out and ride wherever it is that I go. This is a smashing good deal. I think this is the best deal that I've come across on a Brompton C Line in a black lacquer edition for $15.59. That's a really good deal. Too bad I already have one, and my wife does not need one right now. She's got her electric one that I did a video on. We got it super cheap, and she just loves that one. So that's the one we're sticking with right now. Okay, so I think that's the best deal that I've come across in this whole thing so far. Here's another gravel bike for $12.79. I guess middle grade between the $700 one. This one probably be like 24 pounds, 25 pounds. Oh, 22 pounds, 5 ounces. That is not bad for aluminum frame gravel bike. Okay, it's a SRAM set. Good deal. But I do believe that these 20% off sales are not exclusive to REI, so you don't have to get it at REI. And also, in case anybody's wondering, as an REI member, you do not get an additional 10% back dividend on top of this price. It's only for full price items. This must be also priced really cheaply, so for them to have to do the add to cart to see the price. And the reason why they do that is because competitors will say we will price match any advertised price. So in a case like this is a non-advertised price. Okay, so they can list it a little bit cheaper according to whatever agreements that they have, or they could even lose money on these when they're selling these at these prices for a brand new item. And this way other retailers don't lose too much money too if they have the price match policy. And that's why they do them. Used to be a lot more popular. I haven't seen these like this in a while. But it does entice you to add it to cart, right? Like for me, I'm enticed to add it to cart. If this is 50% off, I think I'll get it. Just to have backup. But I doubt it. Let's see what it is. No, not quite 50% off, but close. $95. It's under $100. That's not too bad. What else is top selling here? Oh, I've seen these shoes. They look really fast. I don't like running, but these look really fast. They even make you, they even look like they make you want to run. Adidas Ultra Boost, I see a lot of people wearing them just for fashion-wise. This is a fun little chair. At 30% off is a pretty decent deal. It's called Stargazer because you can literally lay back down and really take a nap and look at the star, or just look at the stars. I've taken a nap in it. It's nice. Camp roll. So a lot of camping furniture from REI Co-op is 30% off. Decent deal. Don't know anything about this, but I've seen this in person. It looks like a really nice bike, but it's only 14% off. And when I look at these things, I think, okay, I will wait for a higher discount and maybe get an older model, just because I feel like getting the newest model isn't necessarily the best thing, at least for me, as far as bikes are concerned. I don't need to be on a bleeding edge as far as bike technology is, or bike models. Usually there's very minor changes, and I don't know anything. Honestly, I don't know anything about the Topstone 4 Series, but I did see the bike in person. I thought it was really nice. I just wanted a bigger sale on it. Ooh, this is like the next step up. The GRX 810 series on here. I really don't know componentry wise how much better this would be, but I do believe the GRX 800 some series is going to be the top of line of where I would look into getting without going all electronic shifting and stuff. Who knows? One day I'll get there. But when you look at these prices for these bikes, and I'm thinking to myself, my, that's cheaper than the extra car that we have selling outside right now. I don't know. I just can't do it. Kids bike, 30% off, 6 speed plus, mountain bike. And these are pretty good. I've seen them in the store. I'm very impressed. I wish as a kid I had something this fancy or this nice. Yakima Full Swing 4-bike hitch rack. Yeah, I would skip these things. I think the swinging ones are just... I think it's okay for if you're going to be carrying a lot of cheaper bikes. I think for the fancier bikes, I wouldn't do it because it's just all frame contact and it's swinging around out there. I do prefer the tray style more, I will say, for a lot of these. Plus, these aren't going to carry most of your e-bikes just simply because it can't handle the weight. These are supposed to be the most comfortable sets. Never did try it because they were so expensive. 25% off is a lot better to try for me. Even if it's expensive, what's a good night sleep worth to you? I guess. More boats, more kayaks. It's interesting to see what some of the best sellers are, just because. Okay, so some of the very best sellers are not going to be on here because they've sold out. Like just gone a couple days ago. That's the way this works. When they sell out, they just remove it from the listing. Sometimes it takes them a little while to synchronize or update some of the information here. But as you can see, I am now getting a little bit tired of browsing through all this stuff. So I might switch over to, okay. I want to see how much this is. If it is $3,000, I would say you guys should get it if you're thinking about electronic version of this. So I just have to add to it and see. Is it 3,000? No, it's 3,229. That's still cheaper than, what is that? Almost 20% off? Almost 20% off. Not quite. That shows still cheaper than what I thought I was expecting. General overview. Looks like we have 30% off of member-only deals. These are all member-only deals, I believe, or not. These are the ones with member-only deals. Co-op camp gear, 30% off. And even North Face outerwear. But the camping deals are 40% off, up to 40% off. And that includes all of REI co-op tents. Cycling deals up to 30% off. Water sports deals, it makes sense, up to 50% off. Running deals, 50% off. And clothing and footwear deals, 50% off. Okay, I just want to show off some parts that I looked at in terms of the cycling deals. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. And I'll show you the cycling deals that I looked into getting because I'm thinking about the bike packing scene scenario. Oh, okay, I want to highlight this one. This is a good deal on a really great helmet. This has this interesting weave of it. Instead of foam, it's like it's like a weird kind of it looks like a 3D printed weave of stuff. They call it the wave cell. And the difference is that it's super lightweight, it's strong, and it's well ventilated. It allows ventilation to go right through here too. So you get full on coverage. So it's structurally stronger and a lot more, it's not aerodynamic to say. It has a lot more cooling capacities. Look at that. It's pretty cool. So it flexes, it crumples, and it glides. I believe it's also MIPS as well, which is, it's going to help you not break your neck. And it's 25% off, and it comes in a bunch of different sizes here. And on top of that, when I checked it out in person, it has a little mount up here for a light or GoPro mount in the top, and it has one in the back, and it's magnetic quick release. So I don't know why it's not showing on these other pictures here. Maybe they just remove them. But it is included. Let me see. At least the ones that I saw had it included, so it's magnetically attached. I don't know why it only shows up here. See this part here? It has an attachment thing. It's quick release magnetic. It has one up top too. I don't know why it's not showing up here in some of these pictures. But it was definitely included. And I think that's really cool. because I do like to attach cameras on there as I'm cycling. Just for my safety, my document purposes, and also if the ride was cool. Have it recorded. Plus, it also serves as a little dash cam too, just in case there's any crazy people out there. Element Fitness Bolt 300. Oh, I'll show you that. That's roughly about the same price. So these are the best matched. Let me see what the best selling stuff is here in this brand. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, so these make sense. This top 3 makes sense to me. Top 4 makes sense. Top 5 makes sense. Yeah, these top 4 things here make sense. Or, okay, top 6 makes sense. This one I'm a little bit surprised about. I guess some people will definitely go higher end than I was expecting. So these as being bestsellers. The top 6 to 8, 6. The top 6 makes sense to me. Makes total sense to me. But what I did get was, look at these not bike parts, bike racks and store. No. Where are the bike bags? I guess it's under bike accessories. So I tried a lot of the Revelate Designs bags are on sale. And when you're bike packing, you basically try to attach these bags onto the frame of the bike. So that's what I'm looking into. I'm getting my first set of frame bags just to test out. And so I got a couple of these Revelate designs to do. I don't know if I'm going to stick on one of these seat bags because I think I'm still have to go with a rack. So I'm just going to carry too much stuff probably. And that's just generally what I do. It's part of the fun. Except for when I'm going uphill. That's not going to be fun. But yeah, so I got some Revelate design bags. Most of them are on sale at 25% off. I don't think I found a single Revelate bag that was not at least 25% off. That makes for a decent deal. It's better than the coupon events because they only go up to 20%. So I have those. I'm going to test them out and let me know if anybody is even seeing this video this far. Let me know if you're interested in, what I find out about it. But yeah, that's what I got. I'm going to go pick it up a little bit later, maybe this weekend or next. I have the nephews with me for the next few days, several days, past July 4th, July 5th. Who knows? Maybe we might not be able to get a chance to show you some of that stuff. But I do have some of these. And I'm going to be checking them out. And I'm going to be putting it on my newish gravel bike. And we'll see how that goes. By the way, I think everybody who rides on a road should get the Garmin Varia. I've talked about this in some of my other videos because it's bike radar. Basically, let you know when you have things coming up behind you, whether it's other cyclists, cars, SUVs, trucks. This little radar, it shows up on your screen, either on your Garmin computer or on your cell phone. You can see a map visually of how fast the cars are approaching and also how many behind them are there. This way you can either get out of the way or make some important decisions. So this is the 715. It has a camera built in as well for that price. And they don't go on sale that often. But it is here right now for $350. That's not bad. All right, I think I've talked enough. Geez, how long has that been? It's been a while. So I'm going to take a break. Let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to look at anything else on REI. Again, please use my link. Thank you very much for watching. And hopefully you get some good deals in there. Hopefully you guys all get to go outside, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the great wilderness, and help protect it. Be safe out there. All right, thanks for watching. Catch you next one.